PowerStream Solar is offering owners of commercial, industrial, and institutional buildings the opportunity to transform their underutilized rooftops into clean energy-generating centers. What the company is doing is leasing the rooftop space to install solar PV systems under the Feed and Tariff program. PowerStream Solar will own and operate the system, and the building owner will receive revenue for a term of 20 years. 3 departments make up PowerStream Solar, each in charge of a particular stage in the development of the solar PV projects. The Business Development Group ensures they have projects under the FIT program, ones that PowerStream Solar develops, as well as projects they acquire from other companies. Oksana Robertson is a project manager for the Engineering and Construction Department. It is her department's job to oversee the installation of the solar PV projects.
We use a process that is called RFP, Request for Proposal. Under this process, we award contracts to EPC providers, and EPC stands for Engineering, Procurement, and Construction. They design and build turnkey systems, solar systems for us. But we ensure that we monitor every step of the process and ensure that systems meet our requirements and all the required codes. We also maintain relationship with the building owners, and we also look after the acquired projects in the sense that they meet the same quality requirements as the projects that we build ourselves. After the projects are built and installed and connected to the grid, they are passed to the operations maintenance group. They look after the projects to ensure that the optimum energy is generated, and they would clean the panels, they would replace faulty equipment, etc. Last year, we installed 1,050 kilowatt of solar projects. This year, 2012, the business plan calls for 5 megawatts of capacity from solar installed, which is 5 times more than last year. And next year, we're looking at installing another 12 megawatts. So by the end of next year, the cumulative will be about 18 megawatts of electricity coming from solar.
For every 250 watt system installed, 285 tons of greenhouse gases are avoided from being emitted into the atmosphere each year. So with a projected 18 megawatts total capacity, PowerStream is ostensibly saving 20,520 tons of CO2 from being emitted on an annual basis. For building owners who want to lease their roofs to PowerStream, there are some eligibility requirements that need to be met.
There are several very important factors to consider when you plan the solar installation. So the first factor is that the panels have to face south, or as close south as possible. So in some cases, if the building doesn't face south at all, in some cases this could be solved by placing the panels kind of not parallel to the building but under a certain angle, but that could cause some issues. So ideally, if your building is facing south, that's a perfect scenario. Second, and maybe even more important factor, is the structural capacity of the roof. If the roof cannot carry the extra weight, then we will not be able to install the panels. So we always do our structural calculations. And the third factor is that the roof has to be in relatively good shape. Ideally, if you don't need to replace it for 20 years, that's your ideal case scenario, and then anything less than ideal to the point when it doesn't make financial sense to install it if you have to remove the system in a few years.
Besides earning revenue for the building owner, the solar energy generated from the array is most likely going to be fed back into the building. So participants are not only helping with the generation of clean renewable energy, but are running their buildings on it as well. Currently, solar PV generation accounts for less than 1% of the electricity contribution to the grid. But the plan is to increase that to 5% by 2018, and PowerStream Solar plans to continue growing its solar division to help contribute to that 5%.
We just cannot ignore anymore the fact that sun produces enough energy in 88 minutes that the whole humanity consumes in a year. And we haven't been harvesting it so far. So we're getting there.
For more information, please visit www.powerstreamsolar.com.